So why is it that in certain places you can only drive to a destination, or in certain places it makes a lot more sense to use public transportation, to walk or to ride a bicycle? If you ever wondered why there are parts of towns that are wealthier and some that are not so wealthy, if you've been asking yourself these types of questions, I think urban planning is for you. I'm an associate professor in urban affairs and planning at Virginia Tech's Alexandria Center. I teach mainly urban transportation planning and policy, but also methods classes. My research in particular focuses on determinants of travel behavior. What determines how we get around on foot, by bike, by public transport, or by car, and then what implications that has for the environment, for safety, for traffic congestion, etc. To me, urban planning means making our communities more environmentally friendly, more socially equitable, and more economically efficient. And above all, urban planning deals with items that we do every day. What got me into urban planning was a study abroad. When I was getting my master's degree in Germany, I came here to the US, and suddenly I realized that the built environment was very different, and I couldn't get around that easily by the modes of transportation that I was used to back in Germany. And that sort of triggered my interest into why are these things so different? Why are land uses more spread out here? Why is roadway supply so much greater? And by starting to look at policies and planning decisions, I began to understand these differences. The most exciting thing about urban planning for me is good urban planning can have a positive impact on communities. In my area of research, there are many global exemplars of great urban planning and great urban transport systems. For example, the German city of Freiburg transformed over 30-40 years to a city that's built around bicycles and public transportation. But there are of course also examples here in the United States. New York City has improved bicycling facilities. They have partly pedestrianized Times Square. And of course very close by here in Arlington, Virginia, we have the Roslyn-Ballston corridor, where they built the metro underground and have fantastic new development above ground around metro stations. So for students considering urban planning as a major, I would advise to test drive the program. Take a class in urban planning and see how you like it. Beyond that, before taking the class, ask yourself, are you interested in, or have you ever thought about how people get around for their daily lives? Why is it that in certain places you can only drive to a destination, or in certain places it makes a lot more sense to use public transportation, to walk or to ride a bicycle? Have you ever wondered why there are parts of towns that are wealthier and some that are not so wealthy, about the differences in these towns in terms of access to supermarkets, to healthcare providers, etc. If you've been asking yourself these types of questions, I think urban planning is for you. Of course, there are many more aspects than just transportation and social equity, but these types of questions are at the basis of urban planning. Our program here at Virginia Tech has a wonderful breadth in faculty backgrounds, areas of expertise, methodological approaches, so students can learn from many different angles how to look at cities, towns, and other communities. And that's what's up.